A playground. A place for children to run, play, and imagine. But some places in the world lack space for kids to run, jump, and play without getting hurt. One group from Shippensburg University traveled nearly 2,000 miles to help where children don't always have smooth pavement, the best shoes, or equipment to experience the joys of a playground. They went to Gromong, Haiti.
He contacted the Catholic school and they said free and playground, we want it.
Before I came, I wasn't actually sure what we were going to be doing, but then I realized, oh, it's kind of going to be tedious just because we were only making the cement.
It got very hot, you sweat a lot, got dirty.
Some of the boys got buckets of water to mix the cement with.
Work such as this is really the great equalizer, that it in a way transcends any sort of socioeconomic, cultural, linguistic barriers, because everybody's hauling buckets of water, everybody's pouring cement. So it was a great way to really get to know people, to have that foundation that we were there starting out as equals.
And all who helped on the project were equals, under the guidance of 6 paid Haitian construction workers, filling an 8,000 square foot space, all done the old-fashioned way.
And the difficulty of doing work like this with no electricity or running water, I was really surprised at how quickly the work was finished.
The little kids were very helpful. They would fill up bags and bring them to me to put in the piles.
For me, it was nice to have a simple morning or a simple afternoon. My job was to carry buckets of water from the well to where they were mixing the concrete.
The workers and volunteers finished what they came to do. The last bucket of concrete was poured on January 10, 2014, late in the day, completing the project in less than half the time expected. Originally dreamt up in Pennsylvania, the playground project came about as a result of 2 French professors and their student, Michael Celius's family, working together.
I kept contact with Michael well after he was my student. He did a French minor, and he kept on coming and visiting with us, and he kept on bringing me documents to translate for his family.
Dr. Agnès Rigon translated birth certificates and affidavits from Haiti written in French. Dr. Rigon spent months translating the documents into English so members of the Celius family could move to the U.S.
She helped me out by doing some of the translation, otherwise I would have to locate someone who actually is certified to do that.
In the process, Michael's father, Jonas, and Dr. Rigon met.
The first thing I thought was, oh my goodness, Michael looks exactly like his dad.
Something sparked a passion in Dr. Rigon to help even more than just one family from the small island.
We met because we were already thinking at the time of going to Gros Mangles, and well, we needed to figure out how to do it and when to do it.
Dr. Rigon brought on her colleague, Dr. Blondine Muteau, to help.
I was very interested because we had talked before. We had already been involved with the French Club in raising funds to send to the Red Cross right after the earthquake. And we had really wanted to do something in Haiti. And when she mentioned that this was a real possibility, I thought it was an extraordinary opportunity.
I realized that I wanted to have a service learning, but this had to be done within a class for several reasons.
Haiti's reputation as a poor and unsafe country was a tough sell for Dr. Rigon to the dean and university.
It took me about a year and a half to convince him. I had to write a proposal showing him what I would want to do academically with the students, but then I had to go and do this trip with Jonas and his wife to make sure I had seen the premises and that I could assure that I had witnessed that it was safe.
And then the courses had to be created.
I remember spending that entire summer just looking for texts, reading a lot of Haitian texts just to know what would best fit the requirements for the class.
When the news came in around October, the courses and journey were approved for the winter semester of 2012. Doctors Ragon, Mito, and Jonas's dreams had come true.
Oh, it was a feeling of elation, you know, we were just really, really excited. It was wonderful that all of a sudden this was going to happen. We were going to be able to take students with us and show them Haiti.
Now the problem, who would actually want to go?
To start with a small pool of students who are willing to be in fairly rigorous conditions and also to do physical labor.
We did have flyers, we did talk to our classes.
Once again, SHIP students come through.
Well, this was my second time going, and I just had a lot of fun the first time. I wanted to learn more about the Haitian culture, and the people are awesome. I just wanted to go back and hang out a little bit more with them.
I knew they were going last year, and I was kind of bummed that I couldn't go on it. So I decided when fall came around that I was going to go on it this year. I had never traveled outside of the United States before, and I wanted to start traveling, and it seemed like a good opportunity too.
I first saw the poster in Roland and was immediately excited by it.
These students get credit and the experience of working and living with the people of Gromong. Bryant, Sarah, and Andrew make the Haiti connection from SHIP classroom to remote Haitian island. But for Michael Celius, the connection was reversed. Michael goes from remote island to SHIP classroom.
Yes, I came here in August of 2001. I was 11. I was just about to turn 12 in October, though.
Well, Michael and Nicole came just before their father and I were married. So they were actually in the house about 10 days before we got married.
It was a very difficult transition for my sister and I. We came in the beginning of August. We had to go to school in the end of August, which with limited, like I said, languages.
Michael and Nicole did not speak any English at all. So it was different not being able to say anything to them or that they would understand.
I mean, it helped that our stepmom is actually, she actually speaks English. She's a teacher as well. That helped out a lot throughout, our first year. It helped us dramatically, but it was tough. Because, it was tough. Even first days of school, I could remember I had no idea where to go.
Michael was going into 6th grade when he came to the U.S. And though the language barrier was tough, in one regard, that poor little island had prepared him well.
Michael did play a lot of soccer. They called it football in Haiti, but the soccer, and they didn't have a soccer ball. I think they would use either bags all twisted and taped together or some kind of socks or paper or something then. So he was used to a very small object, which helped him to be very good at it.
Back in Haiti, Michael played on a field similar to this one in Gromong. Usually a rocky, sandy area with small goals to help players develop ball handling skills.
Back when I was there, we had to use a lot of balloons just to put the balloon inside like a trash bag and just keep covering it up with stuff like that. We love the game, so anything we can actually try to, portray or put as a soccer ball and you utilize it.
Yes, when he finished his school, he was really good in playing soccer when he finished his high school. And he was thinking about where he should go.
Michael connected with the head coach for soccer and earned a scholarship.
So that's how he got connected with Dr. Hogan. That's where the connection is from.
And thus the SHIP Haiti connection is made. By starting the day without electricity and running water, tasks people in the U.S. see as quick and easy take hours in Gromong. Ironing means heating up coals and placing them in the top half of an iron. Much more time-consuming than plugging the iron into the wall. If the coals cool, she'll have to replace them to finish. Washing dusty, filthy clothes by hand can also take a whole afternoon. The women scrub the clothes in basins or metal bowls with a little bit of detergent. Doing garment after garment is tedious, and in a place where good water is scarce, each drop is precious. The hot sun dries the clothes out on bushes or out on a line, and they are dry within a few hours. Cooking can take all day, but the family usually only can afford to eat once a day, or every other day anyway. And this is what they have to work with. The food is prepared at extremely close quarters, with a fire usually inside a hut. It's surprising it doesn't burn down. There are fresh coconuts on trees all over the island, but only those who own the coconut groves actually have the rights to pick them. Everyone else has to pay. Beans are another staple for Haitians. They're cooked for hours with oil over burning flames. Gromong is not an easy place to grow vegetables well, so the people must travel to get produce. A farther commute than just going 10 minutes down the road to the supermarket in the U.S. Gromong's baker is close by. And on baking day, he draws quite a crowd. But it's probably not what you picture as a bakery. And the workers aren't making cupcakes with sprinkles, they focus on bread. The bakery is convenient to all, near the watering hole where townspeople congregate with their animals to drink or for washing before school. The bakery, little more than a hut, is long to fit the stone oven. Starting with just some flour, oil, and water, 5 hours later, patrons are enjoying warm bread. It's all done by hand, from mixing the dough to kneading to rolling and rolling and rolling to work it and smooth it and ready for cutting. It's hard work, but in the easygoing nature of the people of Gromong, such work is fun. Now, the baker cuts up slabs into squares, and workers fold them into little buns. When built, they toss the buns farther down the table to make room for the next batch to fold. The crew uses metal pipes or Haitian rolling pins and a marker to make the circle decorations on top. The little ones move in because they know it's their turn to get to work. And the baker passes out little buns for them to be flattened and turned into patties. The baker will cook each one of these trays. And the process continues on for a couple of hours until all the dough is made into bread. And the baker will work well into the night, baking in the blazing oven he prepared with palms, wood, and brush. For the wooden pole not to catch on fire, the baker splashes it in water before or after he puts a batch in the oven. The oven is filled again and again. 5 minutes or so of baking for each batch. The buns are dumped to cool. Then they enjoy. The baker won't bake again until all of the day's work is sold. While the baker's traditional methods have kept the people of Gromong fed, progressive commerce, more like that in the U.S., is moving into town. The depot opened just this year. Here, people in town can buy food,
rice? Yes, rice.
the soap they need to wash,
Oui.
Soap, that's detergent.
and cornstarch and flour for cooking and baking.
Starch, cornstarch.
Yes.
They even have Haitian rum and beer.
Guinness, yes.
It's not a grocery store, but it's getting closer.
Cookies, or bonbon.
Like we went to an underdeveloped country, but I feel like we didn't actually live like the natives.
Our host family were incredibly generous, incredibly gracious.
The Celius family, they were very kind to us. They taught us their culture, let us live in their house. That's the nicest thing you can do, in my opinion. And they fed us their food, and it was just all around good people.
The house was comfortable, and we ate very, very well.
We ate a lot of seafood. It's because the village Gromong is right on the sea there.
The food was great. It got a little boring, I want to say, or monotonous, because we had seafood, rice, and then plantains day after day. But when you live on an island and that's the only, or like a remote village, and that's the only thing you can eat, that's what you're gonna eat.
And of course, Gerland, our wonderful chef, got a lot of mileage out of plantains and potatoes, and that goat. We ate that goat for days and days.
We were fed properly. We were invited to the priest's house to eat.
What the town priest serves guests is far from what the average Gromong meal looks like.
You just eat whatever you can find. It is not like you're gonna eat twice a day. If you want, every 3 days. Yeah.
We go to the supermarket and buy groceries. Then we put them in our ovens or in our microwaves. It's very easy. But in the Celius family, the ladies are up before dawn and for hours have to get the food, prepare it, cook it.
Some of them, they went out there, the guy that went to work for a whole week, they can't feed the family for 2 days. No, they don't make enough money to do it. So that's why some of them really suffer. I mean, 2-3 days without eating, one meal.
And the light the ship group lived in after the sunset is not the way average townspeople live. The Celius home had a generator running on gasoline at night. It was a spectacle, drawing lots at night who come for entertainment and to use the outlets.
Every evening, members from the village come to the Celius house and talk to us, spend time with us, just sharing stories, singing together. All those were really precious moments.
every night there were kids and adults that came just to see the white people and talk to the white people, and so it was a very convivial atmosphere, and I think that that was really one of the most important parts of the trip.
The one that will stick with me the longest, though, is that last night that we all had there, just hanging out and popping jokes and, you know, just having a good laugh and having a good time with some buds. That was fun.
My favorite memory was hanging out with everyone on the porch at nights when they like turn on the generator, and we would just like all hang out. The little kids would play hand games together. It was really sweet.
The children were especially interested in getting to know the group of visitors, right down to teaching their games and songs.
They shared their songs. They loved being recorded, singing songs, and then listening to themselves and teaching us those songs, telling us, no, that's not how it is. That was really nice and fun. And on the other hand, also wanting to learn more about us.
It seemed like the younger kids wanted to speak with us more, and it was easy to communicate with them because they did a lot of hand waving, and they communicated the very basic stuff, but it was efficient enough that we were able to actually legitimately communicate.
Out on a playground worksite, games like Washla, a game similar to Jacks, and singing songs pass the time while working or on breaks.
The ingenuity of the children was very surprising. The fact that they were so creative and so good at making things to play with. Again, with nothing, they created this whole world within which they were playing, and then the way they invited adults into their world.
The children are a delight. They're very well behaved, very polite, and very curious. So they're part of the enjoyment, I think, of Gromong.
I stayed up with the little kids as late as they could stay up on the weekends if they didn't have school the next day.
Getting an education in Haiti is very important, and for parents, it's an expensive sacrifice.
Down there, it's like it's one of the biggest things. Even the parents, they'll actually even go take out loans just to send their kids to middle school or even high school, because you know that's the only thing they can look forward to. They don't really have, I mean, for the future, that's all they can depend on is education.
Some of them go to school, the parent can't feed them, they go to school and then lay on the bench sleeping when the teacher working with them. Then the kid listen, next thing you know, and they're sleeping on the bench. So some of them you can't learn when you're hungry. You might not set right. Can't learn.
Sur une voie de développement. Mais dans une société où il n'y a pas d'éducation, il n'y a pas d'école.
It's like a stone that we throw. How would I say? It's like a stone that is thrown in a hole and that you cover. But when you educate somebody, it's like it's a candle that is lit, but one can see it around. It's the same thing with an educated person. One can see that.
Une bougie allumée, ça veut dire là où. Ok, par exemple, nous avons. On nous demande de trouver.
Those that have education, they have a chance maybe to be somebody. You know, help the country, but if you don't have education, you know, it's worse for you. I mean, it's pretty much everywhere. More education you have, it's better for you.
I was one of the fortunate ones to be able to go to school, because my dad, like I said, supplied us with the opportunity, and he brought us over here as to, you know, to extend kind of like a post-secondary school. That's what he wanted us to extend our education. That's why mainly why he wanted us here.
Gromong's paths to school are dirty, but children proudly go in clean and pressed uniforms.
The school children in Haiti seem more disciplined, and they're really into learning because they know it'll provide a better future for them. And they all wear uniforms which look very pristine compared to the regular dress.
The little kids, they dress up I don't even know how they do it. They get so clean and so tidy. Their clothes are, the whites are very white. The colors are perfect. There's no dirt stains on them or anything, and they go to school like that. And it's remarkable because in the town there's no running water, but they find a way to get clean and go to school. And that just shows how much they respect going to school.
As has often been said, one is not born a person. Education allows you to become a person. It is with the help of instruction, the help of information, and the help of education, one manages to get integrated to be what one is supposed to be in society.
The atmosphere at school is reflected in the community.
I mean, hard work, that's the one thing a lot of people down there, a lot of us don't understand that, even though it's a third world country. I mean, a lot of people down, you see them, like I said, they're hard working people down just like we are here. It's just the resources and the people willing to actually, lead.
I had never really been to a place that seemingly worked so well with so little infrastructure or government. I mean, it was amazing, the sense of honor and justice that was just ingrained into the people's minds there.
Out there, somebody is stealing, they tie you up, beat you. So it is bad, really bad, and you also humiliate your family too. It's bad for your family.
Family is the structure in Gromong.
I had a lot of questions about my family. Some of them were rather unexpected.
In Haiti, family comes before everything else. You can see, they're willing to help you with everything you need. Really, if you need, a home, a lot of them, they'll open their doors to you easily.
Here, when you first meet somebody, one of the first questions you ask after what is your name is, what do you do for a living? And in Haiti, the first question is, tell me about your family. People find that stability and solidarity in their family, and we certainly saw that with families of 8, 9, 10 kids. They might not have a shirt or pants on, but they're well loved and they're well taken care of.
In spite of the poverty, it's a beautiful island.
It was a good opportunity to really reflect on the situation around us, that there's so much that you have to process and that you have to interpret in a situation like that, that how do you rationalize a beautiful landscape and a happy, friendly people with the fact that, you're surrounded by a level of poverty that is just unimaginable to most people in the developed Western world.
When people ask me how was Haiti, I generally tell them it was beautiful, because it's nothing short of the truth.
After the playground was completed, the villagers said, the playground is nice, it's for the kids, but it's only for one school. How about something that would benefit a greater number of people, and we are in dire need of healthcare.
And so the idea for the next service learning project was born, building a medical dispensary in Gromong.
They'd be overjoyed with something like that down there, really, with, like I said, with the accessibility with stuff down there. That right there would be fantastic for them.
The dispensary, which we had visited and was in a state of disarray, was something we wanted to perhaps tackle next.
Right now, townspeople have to travel far to get any medical attention.
They'd have to go probably mainly to the main city area. They're down where on Sagale, which it's a chore just driving, back-breaking. You got to be very, mentally and physically prepared for actually travel that distance.
Dr. Agone ran a meeting with town leaders to decide on what to do with the dilapidated building.
But I saw in them a true want to improve themselves. So they want help from us, but they're not sitting down and waiting for things to happen.
Our working together is a testament to the fact that the people there want to help themselves and they're able to help themselves. And I think it's really important for people to realize that, yes, they need our help and that we should give it to them, but that we're working together. For an outside observer, we can really see that so much progress has been made because people have faith in their ability to make that change, to make that progress.
What the students have done for the school here is a big deal, because normally the children play in the dirt, and this is helping us to improve the playground in front of the school so that they are not exposed to microbes. The microbes make them very sick, and then they cannot play very well. Now they have a more or less pleasant environment.
They're very kind, they're hardworking. They certainly are living in conditions that would be considered as substandard in the United States, and they're not complaining. They're trying to improve their lot.
People in Haiti, they're poor. They have nothing. But one thing I can say, you know, they can live with whatever they have. They're satisfied with it. So they hope they can have more. They wish, but they deal with. They live with it. You know, even though they have nothing, but you see them, sometimes they're happy.
Overall, I just want to, you know, get everyone to see the perspective of what it's like to be, you know, see a different culture or someone else's life, how they live, how they interact with each other. You know, just, we tend to here have a tunnel vision.
I cannot go live permanently in Gromong, but if I can make a trip a year and improve the life of the people there, I feel a little bit better about it, because I think it's fairly horrifying that people cannot have as many comforts as we have in the United States.
To go all the way back there, that's because she cares so much, because I saw her doing a lot of different things. Sometimes I just sit down thinking, you know, I ask myself, is she's real?
I feel like that's, we should be more like that. I think we should be more like that, willing to understand other people's. I think that would bring a lot of us together, actually, if we could come together like that and understand other cultures, view their lifestyle, not just focusing on ours, you know. But I think that'd be a great thing, though.
For me, it's very difficult not to think about them and not to think at how I could possibly help them and have a better life.
You know, it means so much to me, it means a lot. I can't explain it. You know, you can't see my heart to see how happy I am.
It's a whole team effort, okay? And I think that one of the things that I've noticed my Haitian friends like to hear me say is l'union fait la force, because that's the motto on their flag, and it means being together makes you strong, something like this, something like this, being united, and that's exactly what is happening. It's not a one-person effort, it's a real team effort, and everybody's engaged, I think.